Hello, my name is Arya and welcome to Baha'i Basics, where we learn about the Baha'i Faith. In this episode, we're learning about the importance of the arts and music in the Baha'i Faith. That's right, it's the art kids' time to shine. Or paint. Cut to title card! The arts play a very significant role in the Baha'i Faith. There are many Baha'i writings that expound upon the arts. Now, before we really get into art, it's important to know what exactly is art. It's a huge term applied to so many different creative processes. There's fine arts, performative arts, installations, sculpture, needlework, tapestry, films, music, dance, pottery, digital art. I mean, the list goes on. Now the question is, do all my fan arts of Jim Hawkins from Treasure Planet count as art? Yes, I'm just gonna say it does. There are many different kinds of art that vary widely in medium, but they all have one thing in common, which is their ability to affect the human spirit. And as Baha'is, we believe art is used to its highest potential when it achieves just that. In fact, one of God's many names is that of the fashioner. But no, I don't quite mean like Vogue runway. Come on, Vogue, get your body moving. It's more the idea of the ability to create or invent, to bestow form. We as human beings have also been endowed with the ability to fashion, which is why the arts is so deeply significant in the Baha'i Faith. This gift of creation allows us to reflect on the attributes in our soul, to connect with others, to teach, to learn, and to always remind us how we were created. The Baha'i Faith states that all art is a gift of the Holy Spirit. When this light shines through the mind of a musician, it manifests itself in beautiful harmonies. Again, shining through the mind of a poet, it is seen in fine poetry and poetic prose. When the light of the Sun of Truth inspires the mind of a painter, he produces marvelous pictures. These gifts are fulfilling their highest purpose when showing forth the praise of God. We know that art can have a spiritual effect, as Abdu'l-Baha, the son of Baha'u'llah, the prophet founder of the Baha'i Faith, identified art as a form of worship. Have you ever felt your soul stirred by a beautiful piece of music? A film that changed who you were when you walked out of the theater? Or even if you yourself got lost in time creating a piece of art? I know I have. Abdu'l-Baha once told an artist, "I rejoice to hear that thou takest pains with thine art, for in this wonderful new age, art is worship. The more thou strivest to perfect it, the closer wilt thou come to God. What bestowal could be greater than this, that one's art should be even as the act of worshiping the Lord? That is to say, when thy fingers grasp the paintbrush, it is as if thou wert at prayer in the temple." That's really beautiful, and totally validates all those late nights I spent struggling in art school. It's almost so meditative to experience something so beautiful, so acutely reflective of the human experience, that surely something like this must have a spiritual potency. It makes me think that the creation of art must have a connection between our soul and our creator, and therefore should be expressed with great care. The Baha'i writings even state that we verily have made music as a ladder for your souls, a means whereby they may be lifted up unto the realm on high. Sometimes the world might even consider the arts to be just a mere trivial pastime, or even consider it to be an unfavorable profession to pursue. I mean, that's what I heard growing up. But knowing there is a profound spiritual element to art and that it bears great benefits to society may allow us to begin seeing the arts as a much more powerful tool than we give it credit. If we think of art in its highest form as a means of worshiping God, then just as learning art can be full of complex challenges and tests, so too is the act of learning about God. So just like with any tool, we can use it as a means to serve society or to hurt it. Just like with art, we need to be conscious about how its potential powers affect the world around us. Abdu'l-Baha says that whatever is in the heart of man, melody moves and awakens. If a heart full of good feelings and a pure voice are joined together, a great effect is produced. For instance, if there be love in the heart, through melody it will increase until its intensity can scarcely be borne. But if bad thoughts are in the heart, such as hatred, it will increase and multiply. For instance, the music used in war awakens the desire for bloodshed. The meaning is that melody causes whatever feeling is in the heart to increase. Now, I know what some of you may be thinking. I'm no artist, or I'm not artistic at all, this can't apply to me. But knowing art is so diverse in expression means as long as you have something to say or something you feel, by right you have every ability as the next person to create art. What's more important than being able to create something perfectly is the beauty in the spirit of excellence with which it was created. For example, telling a story thoughtfully, with consideration and passion and humor, allows the listener to be captivated by your expression and retain knowledge so much better. Or if you were to host an event and lovingly cleaned and made fragrant the space and adding beautiful flowers, for example, to adorn the room, then in many ways this too is an artistic way in allowing beauty to transform the spirit of yourselves and others. Abdu'l-Baha says that we must put forth a mighty effort, striving by day and night, and resting not for a moment, to acquire an abundant share of all the sciences and arts, that the divine image, which shineth out from the Sun of Truth, may illumine the mirror of the hearts of men. Overall, knowing the spiritual significance and necessity of the arts towards not only our spiritual growth, but for the betterment of society, means that it is so important that we immerse ourselves in it, and that we can learn to use this powerful means of expression responsibly, so that it can be unifying rather than divisive. We can all function as channels through which art and inspiration can flow and allow us to connect with others. So if anything, I hope this inspires you to feel encouraged to always learn and create. It would be as if you are tapping into a divine power. And if all fails, just share whatever you created with your first grade teacher. I'm sure they'll love it. And there you have it. That's my very basic explanation of the importance of the arts in the Baha'i Faith. Woo! Make sure to click subscribe for more videos on Baha'i Basics. And if you're curious about any of the topics we discussed in this video, check out the links in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye!